Hi, I'm Tracy with Lazia Mind, Body Health and the Ignite Your Life Systems. And in today's Spark, we're going to talk about, have you been money shamed? Such a delicious word, money shame, which was coined by a good friend of mine, Michelle Lynn Post. And we were talking about, because she is a fabulous nutrition coach, like not only does she help people with their nutrition, but she also teaches other nutritionists how to coach their clients well. She's written multiple books. It's just quite fantastic. And her and I were chatting about, working with the public and how we can best serve people. And we got on the topic of how to know when you've met someone who is not your customer or not your client. And one of the key ways to have that awareness is if they try to money shame you. Now, let me explain what that means. It means that they will come to you and they don't value you, your wisdom, your knowledge, your service, your years of training and experience and practice and all of that you put into it. And they will tell you that you're charging too much or how you should offer it. In other words, you should be doing payment plans and you should be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that, in a way to kind of chew you down in your pricing. And what can happen is if you buy into that money shame, which means you don't value yourself, your gifts or whatever, then you will drop your price. But what happens is then you don't offer good service. You actually pull that down with you because you become bitter and resentful that you made that choice. And then we try to justify it by saying, well, I felt sorry for them because they couldn't afford it. So everything that's bringing up for you, if you haven't watched a lot of my daily sparks, I love to do clearings so that we can clear that belief pattern out and get you into something that would resonate stronger and higher for you. So everything that brought up for you, will you de-story and delete it? This is where you say yes, across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Because if someone cannot afford you, then that's okay. There's other people that they can go and have services with. But I always believe you get what you pay for. And if you go around and you are willy-nillying, picking stuff and not really being specific in your research of what it is you want to create in your life and the tools or the skills you need to get you there, then you've probably purchased a lot of stuff that hasn't worked for you. I do a lot of research before I hire someone, and because I've done that research, I will then understand the value that they're bringing to the table. And a lot of times, coaches and mentors that I've hired over the years, I really felt like they were charging too little because I was getting so much. Now, did I always hire great like that? No, it was a skill I had to learn. I have made some poor purchases in the past. But what's interesting is now what I've found is as I stand in my own value, I don't waver on prices because I know how much has gone into it. I'm very aware of all the work and the training in that I've taken. So now what happens if you're not a coach or an entrepreneur? This can happen in your career as well when it comes to applying for jobs or promotions or pay increases. If you've done your research and you know what you're worth, you won't let anyone money shame you into having something less. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I used to work in architecture and design originally. A few years ago, I went in to assist a company with some architectural projects. And I had interviewed, me and the principals had agreed on a certain price point. Then when their head office, which was in a different city, called, they tried to drop my hourly rate by $10 an hour. And I said, no, thank you. So then they asked to drop it by $5. And I said, no, thank you. And then they said, is there any negotiation here? And I said, yes, there is. The negotiation is you pay me this amount per hour and I'll be there on Monday. If you don't pay me this amount per hour, I will not be there on Monday. Now, I didn't say it all curly or snotty or mean. It was, this is my price that I've agreed to come in and do this work for you, and I won't take a price cut. Why? Because I knew what I was bringing to the table was worth way more than what I was charging them. And then when I did start the project, they actually told me multiple times I had to slow down because I was too efficient and too effective. So then what I said to them was, I don't like being idle, so let's do this. Instead of me doing this many hours, I'll do this many hours, but we'll keep the price the same for now, right? For this contract. If you decide to give me another contract, then there will be a pay increase, because what I realized was I could do it in half the time. Their team couldn't keep up. They couldn't feed me the information quick enough for me to complete the work for them. So if you've done your research and you know that about you, it doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be a battle. It's just a no thank you. So everywhere you guys don't believe you can do the no thank you, and you're continuing to be money shamed into something smaller, something less, will you all de-story and delete it? Yes? Across all time, space, dimension, and reality. So I hope this spark has inspired you and will create something amazing for you in your world. Thank you so much for watching. Would love for you to subscribe and get this content all the time. I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Bye.